Hi guys, what's up? I'm here again and I want to talk to you about closure and letting go. So recently, a friend of mine had told me that I needed closure on a certain situation. I didn't know I needed closure because I thought I was already over it, or I thought I was just gonna wait longer to get closure at the time I felt was right. But when my friend brought it to my attention, my sister also brought it to my attention, and they don't even know each other. And it was a sign. So, you have to listen to the whispers of your mind, your soul. Like, if you feel like you're hearing something or something's it's in your gut, or something that's in the back of your mind, like 9 out of 10, that's the voice. That's your whisper. You need to listen to it. So having said that, I realized that I needed to put my pride to the side and take care of the situation, so that I can let it go, and just move on with my life and just let it go. Because if I bury it, I could bury it as deep as I can into the ground. You can bury it deep as you can into the ground, but it's still there. You have to it's kind of like being cremated. Like, you have to, in not in a sense where, like, your loved one, yes, you want to, they're there in the ground, their physical body, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about as a metaphor. Like, if you want your problems, why are you gonna keep them in the ground? Why there? Like, so you can always come back and remember it. You don't want to remember your problems. You don't want to remember those situations, that didn't. You don't want it. You just gotta let go. Something that's holding and pulling you back, you have to let it go. So you have to cremate it. You have to burn it into the ashes and just do whatever you want. Just have that closure and just let it go. Spread it wherever you want to spread it, but let it go. And so I had the opportunity to to find and get that closure. And I can tell you that sorry, that when it happened, like a burden just lifted off of me. And it was like, at first I was confused. Like, I didn't really know how to take it. But in the end, I was like, you know what? I ended up calling my sister and talking to close family and friends about the situation. And you know what? As long as you got the people who genuinely love you, like, my mom, my sister, and, my close friends, like, I am very good at not forgetting who I am, and therefore I have the people that have been there since the very beginning, before I had any kind of credibility, before I had any career or anything like that. And those are the ones that keep me grounded to the core. So after hearing what they have to tell me, I thought, you know what? I actually feel fine. It's just the part of just letting go. Just let it go, cremate it, burn it to ashes, spread it out, and just move on. And it's right now, and I am excited because I look at. Okay, when you let things go, you start seeing people differently. Like everything you thought you saw one particular way, you see everyone, and this includes your family, your close friends, anything, even life. Like you just look at everyone, everything in a totally different spectrum, a totally different light. And it's not the same anymore. And it's just like, it's all changed for the better. All because you just let go of that situation and you let it go. And it's just like, you know what? I put my pride to the side. I let it out. I was vulnerable. Got that closure. And it was just like, wow. Like, I was with my close friend the other day and today, and it was like, after I had that closure and everything, I was just like, I see you differently. I see the city differently. I see this LA different. I see my life differently. Like, it's like I see clearer now, like, because I let it go, You have to do that. Put your pride to the side. You may look weak. You may cry about the situation. That's okay. That doesn't make you a bad person. And if you're not going to find the answer, that's okay too. At least you were verbal about it in front of the source, And that alone is freedom. You have burned it. And like I said in my other video, you have to burn to shine. And so, again, put your pride to the side. Figure out the solution. And if that's closure, get it out of the way. You don't want to bury it because it will haunt you. You have to let it go. And what's funny is that today, this closure happened beforehand. But today, as I'm making this video, I just came back from watching a movie, and it was the Whitney Houston movie. And oh my God, if you haven't seen it, it's just like such an amazing film. And just her background reminded me of my background, and it was just like, it was so relatable, and it was just, to me, like, I felt like God was talking, because I wasn't going to see the movie. I was just going to go and eat with a friend, and I was like, you know what, I want to see a movie. What do I want to see? And I totally forgot the Whitney movie, and the Whitney Houston movie, and I was like, okay, I want to see it. And we were excited to see it, and I saw it, and like, what are the odds? Like, it's crazy how God speaks to you when you don't expect it. Because you were faithful, because you had the courage to get that closure. You had the courage to put your pride to the side. The universe, God will talk to you and let you know that you did the right thing. You're okay. So in this movie, I saw myself, with my Christian background, and Whitney had her Christian background. Her mother was very relatable to my mother. And it was just like, I felt like God was speaking to me. This could have happened to you if you not had listened to your inner voice and your whispers, and to just stay faithful and just fight your demons, you know? And if you don't stay strong, your demons can be so big, so large, that it can ruin your life. And I don't know about you, but I don't want that for myself. And it's like, this was a very extremely talented, untouchable talent. Whitney, that is. And I'm not comparing myself because that's a legend. But besides that, like, I know God had blessed me with so much talent, so much, you know, just the power of my words, and encouraging others, and just staying strong in my faith. And it's like, I want to make sure I take care of that, and I want to make sure I nurture that. And that goes for you too. Whatever your talent is, and your talent can be, I don't know, if you're a photographer, you may not be the best looking photographer, you may not be the best photographer, you may have very low self-esteem, but, and if you're a certain height, maybe God blessed you with the hands that you have. God has blessed you with the eye that you have. God has blessed you with the, if you're short, God has blessed you with a certain height so that you could get a perfect angle of that beautiful model. Because you can have photographers that are tall, and I'm just using this as an example. I'm not talking about anybody or anything. But you can just have a taller photographer. They may be good, they may have great connections or whatever, but I feel like with photographers, you have to be at a certain height or have a certain eye and capture what can be magical. That's an example of loving yourself and finding your power and your blessing, and you got to take care of that. You got to nurture it like it's your baby. So, anyway, so I got my closure. I burned it to ashes, and I am super excited about life because nothing is tainted anymore. You know, I didn't realize how much I saw bitterness in the world, or I saw bitterness in some people or whatever. It's like, you know what? After I had this closure, it was like, no more. I'm at peace. I'm ready to start a new journey, you know? You be at peace. You burn your problems into ashes. And just move on. Let it go. Just let it go. If that means whatever it can mean. Just let it go, as long as you know you are going to have compassion still, and you're going to have a clearer vision of what your life is going to be, you know? Don't be codependent on something, you know? If you're going to be codependent on anything, it's not for you. Just let it go. And I'm going to leave you at that. God is love. I love you. Let's love each other. Let's help each other. And until the next video, just hang on in there. Let it go.